Hi guys, well today we are going to be taking a look at the MSI Gaming 27 6QE. So as you've probably guessed, this is an all-in-one gaming PC, so it's probably going to be ideal for those of you who are perhaps out there that lack the confidence to build your own rig, or even require something which is compact due to confined space. As its name suggests, Gaming 27 utilises a 27-inch LED backlit display and arrives with a whole host of high-end hardware, including an Intel Skylake CPU, Nvidia's GTX 980M, 16GB of DDR4 and M.2 SSDs in RAID 0. Now the price of Gaming 27 is as follows. In the UK you're looking at around just under the £2,000 mark, and while over in the States you're looking at probably around $2,700. So this is a fair wedge of cash, but really you're paying for something which is quite a niche, quite specialised, so you can't really compare it to anything of a desktop configuration, as this unit will obviously bring in some key advantages and some unique advantages. So with that in mind, let's begin our review of this new Gaming 27. Right guys, well to begin with, we're going to do a quick unboxing on our Gaming 27, give you a bit of an idea of what you get inside in terms of the bundle as well. So here you can see the box. It is rather substantial in size, gigantic really. We've got the mobile phone there for a bit of scale. On the front there we've got the Dragon insignia, that is of course with MSI's gaming line. We've got an HEMIC audio enhancer down the bottom, and around the sides and the back other technologies and standards which are involved, and that is pretty much it for the packaging. And inside the box we've obviously got the padding in a styrofoam to keep it nice and protected during transit. We've got the protective cover around the unit itself, so that is good to see. And we've also got these additional boxes which I'm just going to show you. Just take this out. First of all, we've got the keyboard and mouse. So this is really nice. We get these straight out of the box. This is the DS100 gaming mouse. That is laser, braided cable, gold-plated USB, and some basic functionality. It is a basic mouse, but again, really good to see that we've got that straight out of the box. We've also got this keyboard. Now this isn't mechanical as such, but it does offer some decent functionality. We've got the multimedia across the top, and again, great to have that straight out of the box. Braided cable again, and the gold-plated USB. Now just moving those to the side. In this additional box here we've got the power pack, which as you can see is humongous. That is a 300 watt unit, and uses that connection there. And we've got, obviously being in the UK, we have the UK adapter. So there's just a standard kettle plug, and then we've also got in here the documentation. So that is going to give you the drivers, and also for the gaming peripherals there's some manuals inside there. We've also got some details about the charger, supercharger, and other things like that, different features inside there, and then the quick start guide to get you up and running. Okay, so here is Gaming 27. So with this being an all-in-one PC, the components are all housed behind that screen. Now it might be a bit difficult for you to get a bit of a gauge, a proper estimate of the scale of this unit, but it measures 67 centimeters wide, 48 centimeters in height, and roughly 6.5 centimeters thick. So this is rather a large piece of hardware. And it also weighs a hefty 16.7 kilos. An initial look at Gaming 27, and central really to its design is of course that display, which is 27 inches, and that is LED backlit, and has various features built into it which include anti-glare, anti-flicker and less blue light output. Now since we have quite a large display, you'd have thought that 4K would have been on the cards, but the max resolution for this unit is 1080p, which may not be such a bad idea, because a demanding resolution like 4K is going to need a much more powerful graphics card with bags of VRAM. But under the current spec, a 4K display would probably struggle with high detail presets in AAA titles. Now below the display are two 5-watt speakers which offer decent audio quality, but if you prefer to use a headset, we also have the audio jacks on the side, which we're going to have a look at in a moment. And as we've experienced with the current lineup of MSI motherboards, audio boost is available with Gaming 27. So we've got the EMI shielding on the codec, and that codec by the way is the ALC898. We've got high quality audio caps and a studio grade headphone amp. And to top it off, MSI has equipped Gaming 27 with ESS Sabre Hi-Fi DAC, which takes the ohms from 16 to 600. Running underneath the speakers, there is a clear plastic panel which has two rubber feet on either side to help the unit remain fixed, and this also works in conjunction with a spring-loaded lever at the very back there, which allows you to adjust the angle of the screen. As we've seen with MSI's notebooks, the Gaming 27 also comes with a built-in 2 megapixel webcam, which is capable of offering up to 1080p at 30 frames. And there's also an integrated mic, so that basically means that you're going to be able to use things like Twitch and Skype to broadcast or perform video calls. Flipping our unit over, on the back side there we have various locations for ventilation, and the top section there is actually where the CPU and the GPU heat is extracted. And in the centre there we have 4 wall mount holes which are 200 by 100 millimeter, so that conforms to VESA Miss E standard. And immediately next to the wall mounts there we have the allocation for Kensington lock so that you can secure Gaming 27. Now the bulk of the functionality is found on this panel here, and we've got quite a few ports actually. HDMI in for connecting up a device like a console and using Gaming 27's display. We've got 2 HDMI ports for outputting to independent displays. We've got gigabit LAN port courtesy of Killer E2400, and the wireless, by the way, is the Killer AC1535, and Bluetooth 4.1 is also supported. Those red ports there are USB 3.1 Gen 1, and the black ports are USB 2. And then finally there we have the headphone and the microphone jacks. If we just jump over to the other side, there is an optical drive there which is a Blu-ray writer, which can obviously be used for watching movies and accessing other data. Now on the alternate side we have some additional aspects of functionality, and these include a USB 3.1 Gen 1, a USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type-C, a 3-in-1 card reader, so that's SD, MC and MMC, and then we have the DC jack to work in correspondence with the 300 watt power pack. So you know, plenty of ports there on Gaming 27, plenty of functionality, and having that USB 3.1 standard is real bonus really to future-proof the system. And further up from these ports there are a series of buttons for modifying the volume and screen settings, a power button and activity LEDs. Right guys, well we're now going to go inside the unit, have a look at Gaming 27 and see what MSI has chosen for the actual components. Now getting that back panel off is an ordeal to say the least, so going inside also voids the warranty, so only go in if you absolutely have to. So for the basis of the system, MSI using the Intel H170 chipset. And at the heart of Gaming 27 is the Intel Core i7-6700. So that is Skylake, and this chip is quad-core. It operates at 3.4 GHz and it has 8 meg of smart cache. And as you can see there, we've got those thick copper heat pipes which filter off. They transfer the heat to the heatsink and out through the cooling fan exhaust system. Now the memory is actually on the reverse of the motherboard. There is 16 gig of DDR4 which has a frequency of 2133 MHz. But as you can see there are more slots on the top side there, giving you the possibility of going up to 32 gig. Now for the graphics delivery, MSI using the NVIDIA GTX 980M, which has 8 gig of VRAM, and in a moment we're going to be testing out how capable this GPU is, but as you're probably going to be aware, we should be able to play AAA titles in maximum detail with such a lineup of hardware. The storage allocation inside Gaming 27 consists of 2 128GB M.2 SSDs, which are in RAID 0, that's MSI's Super RAID 4, and again, one is on the underside of the motherboard and the other is on the top side, and those are both Samsung SM951s. We also have a single 2TB mechanical drive, which is SATA free and 7200 RPM, that's going to act as the main storage. And for those of you wanting to expand, there are another 2 M.2s. Right guys, well it's about time that we took a look at the performance. So what we're going to do is do a quick boot into Windows 10, show you how fast that is going straight into the operating system. We're also going to show you the storage benchmarks, perhaps load one up and show you what you can expect for the read and write performance. Have a look at the 3D performance in some games, showing you the average frames per second, and we'll also have the CPU and the GPU temperatures for that, and also show you what the noise levels are like from that cooling fan for the GPU and the CPU. So let's go in and press the power button. Okay, so let's first of all take a look at Crystal Disk Mark, and we're going to have a look at the primary drive. That's a C drive, M.2s in RAID 0, and this will give us a bit of an idea of what we can expect for the sequential read and write performance. Okay, and there it is, complete. Pretty impressive performance from that SSD, well, those two SSDs in RAID 0. Okay, next we're going to be taking a look at the 3D performance. So what we've got open here is GPU-Z. That's going to be giving us the GPU temperature, that is the max value. So it gives you a bit of an idea of how hot that graphics card gets. We've also got real temp open. That is going to be giving us the temperature as well. The maximum is going to be down here for each core. And first of all, we're going to go for Thief. And if we just go into the options, let's make sure VSync's off. Resolution is 1080p, and very high is set for the detail preset. And we'll go for it. Okay, and there we have the benchmark result. Minimum is 49.8, maximum 84.6, and then the average is going to be 62.1, which is actually pretty good, considering the spec that we've got. Pretty high end, and obviously max detail preset with 1080p. We just come out of this. There is the temperatures. We've got 60, kind of like hanging around 59, 60 for the GPU. And for our CPU, 71, 69, 67 and 73. Okay, next we're going to be taking a look at Star Wars Battlefront. This is a new title, obviously, compared to Thief. It doesn't have the built-in benchmarking tool, so we're going to be using Fraps. Just have a look at the top left there. That is going to display the frame rate. And if we just go into the settings, I'll show you. We've got 1080p, VSync is off, and the detail preset, I've got it maxed out, that is on Ultra. So if we just go back to play, and we'll just go for one of the missions. And let's go for this one. Okay, finally we're in, and just get to start. Now you can see in the top left hand corner there, we're at 75, around the 70 mark. It's kind of staying around 70, so that's kind of what you expect. I mean, it's not especially demanding, there's not a great deal that's going on right now, but there is a little bit of action. It's going kind of up to 80. Okay, so that is pretty much it. I'll leave it at that, and so you can expect around 70 to kind of 80 mark in terms of max detail. That's on Ultra and 1080p. Now, while we've got a game running, it'd be an ideal opportunity for us to take a kind of a reading of the sound levels which is emitted from Gaming 27. So we've muted the audio from the game, and we're going to get our microphone kind of near to that GPU and a CPU fan, just to give you a bit of an idea of what you can expect. So to summarise, Gaming 27 is certainly not going to be for everyone. The idea with this system is really that it comes within a fairly compact arrangement, albeit within that 27-inch display. You're getting all of the hardware housed behind the screen in just 6 centimeters of thickness, and you're of course also getting the display, the speakers, the keyboard and the mouse. So as an entire package, it's quite an interesting proposition for those of you who are perhaps not fancying taking that route of building your own rig, perhaps prefer to keep away from mainstream pre-built systems as well. And like we said at the outset, this system is kind of going to be ideal for confined spaces as well. So some of you might be questioning the lack of 4K support with this screen and also the spec, but truth be told, 4K would struggle. Mobile gaming isn't quite ready for 4K just yet, and so 1080p is ideal for this setup. As you've seen, it can cope with the latest titles in the maximum preset. So guys, the full review for Gaming 27 is going to be up on Vortez.net very soon. Links are going to be on the screen and in the description. Over there we've got more benchmarks, so it's quite tricky to kind of demonstrate that on video. As always, thanks very much for taking the time to watch today. Please hit us up on the social media if you haven't already. We've got a new Instagram page, so get following us over there. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video.